Yeah, you're not Gar.
No, I'm not. Thankfully.
Hey, why does Gar sound like Raven?
I think that is Raven.
It is.
What? No, Raven's gone.
Raven doesn't come here anymore.
He went off for his pre-time skip training arc.
Look, just because I stopped watching Saber for a little bit because I was getting bored with it doesn't mean I'm not going to show up.
You know what?
I know why. No, I know
fair.
why. I know why Raven left. I know why Raven left. He didn't want to be around for the Kier Major finale.
Look, man, I had a point in the last couple months where Saber was boring the shit out of me, and I didn't watch Kira Major, so it was like, eh?
What's the
You know,
point?
I won't. You know what? I'm not going to fault you for finding that part of Saber boring because Jesus Christ.
Man, like I said in Extra, I marathoned my way from episode 19 to 26 today, and
That's probably the best way.
Yeah, some of that was painful.
But it's okay because we're through it, and your phone should be muted.
Probably.
But that's okay because cue the roll call!
Yeah.
We are live!
Zenkaiger!
Connect.
Loading. Broadcast.
Tempered Zeal! Bluecaster, Super Ichi!
Loud and impulsive. Greycaster. Late.
A spark of courage, the power of dreams. Orange Caster, Global Soft Perka.
Power of anime runs through my veins. Crimson Caster. Show Raven.
Broadcasting hundreds of opinions across the world! Radio Sentai Castranger!
On air!
Welcome everyone to episode 333. Complete. You're standing by. Delta joke. I fucked it up. Welcome to Radio Sentai Castranger.
Episode Swablu.
Yeah, Blaze isn't here, so we have the rest of our fan base in the Discord here to come in with the Pokemon of the week.
Already
Look at-
prepped
look at-
and ready to go with it.
Look at Swablu. What a cute little thing.
Yeah.
That's a dragon, apparently.
That's more of a dragon than Charizard is.
I mean...
Oh, CO2. That's my girlfriend's favorite Pokemon of all time is Mega Swablu.
Would you like some animal
yeah.
with your fluff? Alright, so, for those who might be tuning into us for the first time, thank you for joining us. We are a gaggle of super sacred blessed swords who get together every week to talk about Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, and usually a third thing.
Yeah, Kagi, I didn't want to say it to him either.
Today, this week, we are talking about Kamen Rider Saber, episode 26, Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger, episode 2, and for our feature topics, we are finally going back and talking about the first two episodes of the Kenshi Retsuden from Kamen Rider Saber, aka episodes 8.5 and 9.5.
I didn't watch those, so I
haven't watched the special topic either. I spent all of my time catching up on Saber and Zenkaiger.
Sometimes it's like I'm the only one who cares.
You didn't miss much, honestly.
Hey, it gave some emotional.
You got
depth.
context of where Slash and Buster were during that fucking prequel scene, and Kenzan just showing how much of an idiot he is. That was it. You didn't miss much.
You're not very wrong.
That's amazing. Look what Hyper posted.
Oh my god.
It's fucking shaking hands with the wizard driver. That's
Also,
also
Touch
the
the
you know
engine.
what? Also the you know what FU Ungods or Zilla, and then the one from the 1998 movie.
Yep.
Hey, I like 98 Godzilla. He's cool. Or
All
she's cool. Sorry.
All right, let's get into Saber. All right, so before we get into this week's amazing episode, Sir Raven, please tell us your thoughts on catching up.
Everyone is fucking dumb.
You are correct.
That's basically the Cole's notes of that whole arc. Like, come on, all of you. Like, I get, like, the first couple episodes where everybody's all, oh, well, this is what the organization is saying. But after, like, an episode or two when, you know, we know that Saber's been correct about everything and everything he's saying so far, and everything on your end seems weird as shit, maybe we want to put two and two together here.
And they eventually do.
Eventually, thankfully. Fucking Ren actively teaming up with the fucking monsters in order to fight Saber was an absolute... Dude, fuck you.
I feel like we need a bit more explanation on why Ren is such a Kento dick sucker that he will even betray everyone around him.
Right?
Yeah, like, why? Is it just because he admires him, or?
They said that he likes Kento, and that they had a quick bit about that with the phone call, and that was it. And then it was just like, oh, you're the guy who killed Kento, and I hate you. Oh, you believe the guy who killed Kento, so I hate you. You're teaming up with the guy who believes the guy who killed Kento, so I hate you.
Right? Or, to be absolutely fair, it's not that Reika threatened his son, so Buster stayed around. It's Reika threatened his son, and then Buster fucking left that episode.
Yeah.
that was a pretty solid no, fuck you, bitch.
The only thing that would have been better would be attaching the Dogoken to his middle finger and flipping it to her.
Right? Basically.
Come on.
But yeah, no, watching everybody like finally kind of get their shit together and team up, and the Buster's little I'm going to test Saber's combat skills moment was pretty fucking nice.
Yes.
Also, no, that was this episode, so I'm not going to say anything yet. Anyways.
Okay. Comments on Sable.
The evil guys, the whole sort of Logos betrayal arc started. I noticed that they started running out of power in the base and just kept on having the lights off.
Well, that's just because Southern bases, they had to show that it was different. So whenever the lights are dark, that's them in Southern base.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, so dumb.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like you couldn't just make a second set.
We had to save our power bill for all the evil.
Yeah.
This is really upsetting, but
actually,
until you said that, I did not realize that was supposed to be Southern base.
Oh, yeah, no. That's why they didn't have a little analyze table.
Yeah. So,
I
anyways.
legit thought that was Northern base with the lights off.
I just realized, because I did marathon all of them, so I'm trying to figure out, like, where did the episodes get divided up again? Oh, yeah, last week's episode, the basic love confession shit going on between Saber and Blades.
Oh, my God, that was so good.
I like how May's response was basically my response to that whole scene. Just like,
you're so reckless. I love you. What?
She's just sitting there like, what am I watching right now?
Right?
Yeah, that was a very weird moment.
I like that she was at least there to point it out and actually verbalize.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what just happened. This is like I think that was potentially the gayest thing I've ever seen in Kamen Rider.
Except for the time actual gay sex happened in the Rider Time Ryuki special.
One. But aside from
wait a minute, what?
The Rider Time Ryuki special had a canonically gay couple.
Yeah, and then like them
and
a third guy had a steak dinner, and then one of them just stabbed the other one during a steak dinner. It was fucking hilarious.
Okay, you said that there was actual sex on screen.
I did not say that. I said there was a gay couple.
That was what got me, because a gay couple, I would have been like, oh, that's fine. But you said
it was a joke.
They went into. You saw them go into a bed and then like flip the blankets over them, and then cut to the next scene. It's like,
okay, so it was like The Sims style.
Yeah, it's like they got in bed, started making out, and next scene.
They woohooed.
You all know what happened. Moving on.
Okay. Thoughts
so
on
just like
Kamen
Can
Rider...
You Feel the Love Tonight was a sex scene.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Kamen Rider Saber?
I'm sorry, that's just.
I like that form and the way it fights a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Right?
Yeah. Just. Damn. Okay, the chime and everything. The transformation sequence, the chime, the form is pretty fucking good for what it had to be, honestly,
I love her
insect encyclopedia.
Song. I love her fucking theme.
Right?
Like that theme that plays when she fucking shows up. It's so cool.
And just the fucking smoke everywhere, which makes sense considering the sword.
Yeah.
And just the fact that she literally just turns herself into smoke and just all the bullets are going through her the whole fucking time.
I don't think I talked enough about this last week, but I think it's hilarious that the show suddenly decided that Reika is now the sex symbol of the show. You know, what with her transformation actually involving her clothes being stripped off?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it just suddenly just silhouettes her in smoke, and just the multiple little as her clothes come off. Now she has the spandex, and here's the armor. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's an interesting way to do the transformation sequence.
Right? I'm still sad we don't, even after this episode, we don't have yet a proper CG henshin like the others.
Yeah, because I feel like that is the henshin sequence.
We're gonna get a straight up magical girl henshin.
It's the freaking... It's the sword of smoke, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking... See, that's it. Her henshin sequence. She's hiding her henshin sequence in the smoke. And
I know, but I want to see it in the library.
It's pretty fucking cool for them to change it up like that.
Yeah. I still want to see a proper one, but you know what I mean.
So here's the Saber face of the week. So, Kento's back, so I thought to do that.
Yeah. Also,
he looks so scared and tired, poor guy.
I'm glad we predicted this like half a show ago.
Oh yeah, Kento coming back as Caliber?
Yeah.
What we couldn't have predicted though is the show decided to Homura us.
Right.
Yep. This is like so dumb, but that should have been the first thing to come to mind. The first thing that came to mind for me was Griffin from Men in Black 3.
Yeah, that too.
And then after that, it was Aradia from Homestuck. And then for some reason it just hit me like a few seconds afterwards. Oh my god, no, it's exactly Homura, like the exact same circumstance.
No, it's just I fought alongside my friends repeatedly and we all repeatedly failed every time.
No, it's not that they failed. It's like no matter what they did, they won, they lost, they abstained.
Shit happened anyway.
It all comes to the same ending.
At the end of the day, the villain did what he wanted to do.
It looks
no
like...
matter what they did.
I'm amazed that the fucking Kamen Rider writing staff learned from Urabutcher.
Right?
They've pulled a Madoka. So Kento apparently, over the course of the period since his quote-unquote death, which we all knew he was going to come back, he has been living and reliving every possible future. Like it even smacks of Doctor Strange, because then he comes back and it's
true.
How many futures did we win? Just one.
Yeah, but he hasn't found that one yet.
Oh, he knows what he's got to do.
Yeah.
No, he thinks he knows what he's got to do.
Yeah, they said he didn't die. Instead, they said he went to the Shadow Realm.
And that's absolutely what happened.
And that is actually, that they outright called it that in the subs I watched.
The World of Darkness. I'm like, all right, Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
So it's either all right Kingdom Hearts or all right Yu-Gi-Oh, depending on which sub you watch.
Right.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So yes, Kento believes that he has to seal the Seiken to stop this bad future
But
from
at the same time, we've established here that he hasn't tried that yet.
Yeah.
This is something he's trying this time. He has no idea if that's actually going to solve the problem or not.
I'm going to put my prediction out there, and this might seem obvious. Because of what we learned about Logos in this episode, I think the actual way of stopping the calamity of the apocalypse, whatever you want to call it, is to just stab Logos.
I mean, he does kind of just pop up at the end every fucking time in those clips.
You do see him in some of those clips.
Yeah. He shows up and goes, haha, I've collected all the books and swords now, haha.
Like, I don't know if anyone's played the Square Enix mobile game Chaos Rings, but this plot absolutely smacks of that game. Yeah, and one thing that I noticed near the beginning of the episode, right after Kento gives his initial explanation, we see Saber turn into smoke and like envelop Rintaro for a bit, and we never really see why that happened or what that was for.
She was taking him back with her.
I don't think so. The only other time we really see Rintaro this episode is at the end, and he's just looking quiet and pensive, and yes, he's been like that a lot. But I'm wondering if maybe Sable is doing something to him.
Maybe she was just trying to prevent him from interfering.
I don't know. I feel like...
He is the easiest of all of them to convince to follow what they're doing.
Yeah, but even as of the last episode or so, his faith in Logos is wavering.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if maybe Blades is going to go down a dark path.
Or just join Toma in the next couple episodes, finally.
Eventually.
I feel like Ren's going to join first, but...
This is such a very minor thing, but it's just a nitpick for me. I hate that Kento has new clothes.
Where the fuck did he get that new outfit from in the fucking Shadow Realm?
I would have rathered him just be in his clothes that... I would have rather just him be in his clothes that he died in, and they were all like tattered and wrecked and stuff.
I mean, it's safe to say that like he changed his clothes during one of those hundreds of futures he lived out.
Did he come back?
How much older must he be by now?
Also,
That's a really good point.
Kaguya brought it up in the Discord. A tassel showing up in front of logos.
Yeah. Okay. So
That whole
Sorry,
little
no, not
revelation.
tassel,
Real name
Raven.
is Victor, yeah.
Victor.
Hey,
Victor.
don't
Real
dead
name is
name him.
Victor.
that's
He even corrected the guy on it.
that's a good point.
Hey, my
That
name's
is a
Tassel
good
now.
point.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm calling him Victor from now on.
No,
that's dead naming him, Lane.
he preferred Tassel. I'm just curious as to where Tassel the name came from.
He just liked it.
I don't know. He likes tassels.
And just the idea of, hey, we're gonna set this up now. We have the confirmation on what the where everybody, all the villains, and where Tassel came from.
Yeah, so Yuri drops a huge fucking plot bomb that would have been really nice to know a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently the people that at first made contact when Wonderworld connected to Earth, which was obviously Luna who did so, the 5 people that we saw in that illustration, the original Master Logos, who is not around anymore, Tassel,
But the other
aka
3 were the
Victor,
Megiddo.
and the other 3 were seduced by the power of the Great Book of Creation and became the Megiddo. And that's why Logos referred to Storius as one of the people of the beginning. So now we know where the Megiddo came from. That was super interesting to find out.
I didn't think they were human. But
Not
I guess
anymore.
At some point.
But wow.
I guess they...
So yeah, Kento is back with Caliber in hand, and now he wants to seal all of the Seiken because in every ending that he saw, all of the Seiken flew up into the sky, activated the Book of Creation, and doomed the world. And then we see that Logos talking to Tassel about how his goal is to use the Seiken, the Megiddo, the Ride Books, the Swordsman, to obtain the fully reassembled Book of Creation, remake the world, and rule over it.
Of course!
Now, on one hand, you could say that, oh sure, Logos is responsible for the futures that Kento saw, but if Logos wants to rule the world, why would it be destroyed? So, there could be more to this that we still don't know yet.
I mean, it had to be.
Well, he said he wanted to remake the world, so maybe he intended to destroy it, then rule the new world he created after.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Turn off your webcam, Lane.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Why are you naked?
What?
Yeah, so...
Or several Logos in Kaguya. I mean, it's been 2,000 years. If there's been more than one at this point, that's probably Master Logos is just a title passed down from generation to generation.
Yes, clearly there has been multiple Logos.
Meanwhile, Tassel's been around for 2,000 fucking years. Maybe that's just because he lives in the other world.
Wonderworld, yeah.
Maybe he was from Wonderworld initially?
No, he was a human. That got brought up. He was one of the 5 humans,
okay.
right?
So yeah, maybe living in Wonderworld changed him, or
maybe he's absorbed some power living there. I mean, he is essentially supposed to be the protector of the Wonder World, right?
Yeah.
So he's probably got some sort of power from living there.
Yes, and the other thing, all the times that we saw all the Seiken, we got a look at the last Seiken that we don't know yet. It's like black and has yellow edges, and I think that's the Ride Book in the middle on top of the hilt.
Okay.
And we have no idea what that is yet. That's the last Seiken that we haven't been revealed.
So it's not the movie one?
No, the Falcon one is already in there.
Okay.
Yeah, because we know he shows up in the series, apparently, because there are recent shots of the filming.
There was a shot of Falcon fighting Elemental Dragon, so that's going to be a thing.
So that'll be coming up at some point.
Yeah, there's the picture of it. That looks really interesting.
Looks...
Huh.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It looks like it could turn into like an axe or something.
Yeah, it looks like more like
switch axe.
Yeah, no, I was about to say honestly, more like a charge blade, just kind of like draw the sword out of it or like flip it around, becomes a battle axe.
You know what? I'm gonna guess the Sword of Space.
That would be cool.
Oh,
I feel like the Void thing could already be that.
No, the void is more nothingness.
which is space.
As we saw from Kingdom Hearts, space, darkness, and nothingness can be separate elements.
Yeah, I guess.
What about
Yes.
the Sword of Time, or do we already
Yeah,
have that?
Kaguya and Emily got it. I was more thinking time at that point.
Oh yeah, because if that ride book on the hilt like rotates, that could be like a clock spinning.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, and I mean, if we take the void of space, so, you know, if void is space, then having a time one also makes sense.
No, I still think that the void one is nothingness, not space.
All right.
I know it's abstract, but
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts showed us there's a difference.
There's a difference in Homestuck also, so
Yeah.
we have precedent for multiple universes where there's a difference, I guess.
So, in one quick scene, we see that Legiel is getting a power-up because he ripped his own book out of himself.
Yeah, and handed it to Storius, which
He
there's
is
a power-up thing afoot.
off,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, he's
He's
just like on
pissed off.
eternal pissed-off mode the last 2 episodes. Maybe that means he's gonna die soon.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, I was half expecting him to die against Primitive Dragon, the first one. Just like, hey, we took out one general.
That was so funny to watch him like walk into their base the next episode, just all rattered, like all messed up, and he's just like, "You left me to die, you assholes!" And then he just picks up the stack of books.
I really hope in an episode frickin' Ren encounters Kento and he's like, Kento! And just like Kento beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
No, that's mean.
You're stupid, Ren, go home. And he's like,
I
what?
never liked you.
Also,
I never liked your
can we
Finnish
actually... I just remembered it. Can we talk about how this episode kind of starts off looking like the fucking trailer to a movie? with like all of the fucking quick cuts from one thing to the next with the big Inception bomb in the background every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
was
wasn't
too
thinking
pissed
of that, but you're right.
It's like, is it true that Kento's alive again? He's our enemy. Boom. Move over to Logos Tassel. So you're finally here. Victor. Boom. Jump back to Toma. What the fuck is going on right now?
Right? The saber cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, the saber cut.
There's the episode name. Nice. And yeah, so Logos does something to Tassel, but since he mentioned that he plans to use him in his grand scheme, I don't think he killed him. He just like captured him. Tassel's too important to just get beamed from that far back non-ceremoniously.
But
wonder
what
what he's
about
looking for.
Sophia?
She's still in
where
the
is-
closet. I mean that physically, not emotionally.
Poor Sophia.
Yeah, she's not just gonna vanish, is she?
Do you know what I think the reason is that they've just kept her kidnapped this whole time? I feel like the writers have not just figured out what anything else for her to do.
They did say 1 or 2 episodes ago, Reika came in and questioned her
made
about
a
like
book.
the book you made, which I'm guessing is Elemental Dragon. We'll see with the next episode, I
Yeah,
guess.
but I actually think the writers are just like, yeah, we don't know what to do with this Sophia. We shouldn't have made her. Oops.
I mean, clearly there was some sort of foresight because when she disappeared, there was a puff of smoke. So now we know that it was Sabala.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime you see smoke, Sabala did it.
What a bitch.
Sophia got kidnapped, it's Sabala. Ankoku-ken Kuriyami disappeared, Sabala took it, and then Kento just walked out, I guess. That hasn't been explained yet.
Mm-hmm.
I want Disaster to come back. I miss him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, Sabla all along.
It was Sabala
I know I have.
all along.
You know what's bad? I haven't even finished watching WandaVision, and I was thinking that too.
Oh, okay.
That it was Sabala all along. Just because I've gotten like I think everyone has heard some variation of that song at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Kento goes into this underground area because he's seen the future. He knows that Yuri and the gang are gonna meet him in there, and I just love how he just starts finishing people's sentences just to make his point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he was like talking to Toma, and then he says it. He's like, "Was that what you were
Toma-
going to
yeah.
say? I know you were going to say that."
Toma's trying the big emotional, uplifting speech about teamwork, and Kento just finishes it, matching him perfectly to it. Like,
Yeah, I've heard this a million times. Yeah.
To be fair, I think anyone in the show could have done that even without having seen the future.
I mean, it's Toma.
Come
you're right.
on, that's mean.
Also, Kento almost killed Mei with this giant slash attack, and like Yuri saved her, and he was like, she's just like, thank you.
Oh my god, that was funny. Just watching Mei hug the pillar, like, oh god, thank you, I'm not dead. And then Buster and Slash try to fight, but Slash goes down, and Kento manages to seal Suzune.
Yeah, and
which is gonna be bad for him, especially the guy who can fucking basically commune with the swords.
Yeah,
that thing's gonna be like a friend to him.
No, and Daishinji is just like Suzune. Yeah, he like loses it.
Well, yeah, he's the swordsmith.
Well, yeah, because in the special, he's like, I could hear my sword screaming.
Yeah, it's funny that we talked about the Slash special this week because it's kind of relevant.
Yep.
We also get this really nice scene where they show up and they start fighting him in the underground area, and then as Saber is trying to fight him as Dragon Ignite, fucking primitive dragon just flies in like, what do you think you're doing? Not using me? I don't think so! Right? Just flies in and takes control. Well, and on his way in, he fucking nicks the sprinkler system, which allows this underground scene
sprinkler
to have plot rain.
We get plot sprinklers somehow. That was the one thing I wanted to say for this episode, and I completely forgot it because everything else was.
I feel like that's it's. I feel like that's why he turned Predator on, because it's drawn to every time he henshins and Saber.
Yes. Including one time where it literally interrupted him mid putting the book down.
Yeah, so that's why they've all been telling him don't henshin into primitive dragon. They're saying don't henshin at all.
Because every time you do, it fucking shows up.
I just love that. Every time he tries to henshin into Dragon Ignite, I just picture that one scene from Pro ZD where it's like, no you don't!
Looks like he got the
point. Not the same scene, but still good.
And we get this scene of him inside his subconscious where the boy inside Primitive Dragon tries to offer him his hand, but Toma's too sad to take it.
Bitch, take the kid's hand. It's what gets you your next form.
I like to think the scene just went, are you sad too? Yeah, sadder than you, dork. Oh. Just makes him more sad because he's like, I'm sadder than you, asshole.
I swear to God, next episode, Toma's literally just going to take that kid's hand, and that's just
absolutely.
That's just going to result in Elemental Dragon in and of itself. It's not going to be another book. It's just fucking take the kid's hand, boom.
Well, there is an Elemental Dragon.
He's planned. He's all lonely.
You fixed the problem.
Who's the kid?
I bet you the book turns into it.
Maybe.
Congrats! You've made the kid in the book feel good. Now you're not berserk anymore.
There's clearly a whole I'm lonely, someone take my hand thing going on with Primitive Dragon. That's even obvious in the suit design.
Mm-hmm. No, that's all it is. The boy is the Primitive Dragon.
Yes,
it's just a representation of him. It's we can't have this giant CG skeletal dragon that looking all sad. No one will get it. So it's we'll just manifest him as a sad little boy.
Oh, they could have had a dragon.
It reminds me a lot of fucking Shepard's hallucinations about that one boy in Mass Effect 3. When he dreams, runs through the forest.
Sad old dragon.
Yeah. So anyway, Slash goes down, Suzune gets sealed, and then Sabela steals the Hazelnuts books and just bails. Master Logos, I got it!
Basically.
Did you just give her a British accent?
Kinda.
Why does that work?
Right? Yeah. And then, so I noticed that in the ending, the shot where they changed the characters, it's just Toma alone again because he's all sad about Kento.
Yeah, he's so sad. Poor guy.
So next week is going to be Elemental Dragon and also Legiel's power-up.
And we saw another Legiel's really pissed off face.
Yeah. But man, overall, I am finally ready to say that Saber is amazing again with no asterisk. I knew if I had faith the show would be great again, and the show did not fuck around this week.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
I'm into it. I'm very into it.
I'm so excited. Like, not once since the show started have I not watched the Raw the same day it airs, and obviously that's not going to change.
Nope.
Raven, thoughts going forward?
Going forward, it's better now. Yeah, the last couple episodes have been okay. Just it honest to God, it took a new form introduced and fucking Caliber coming back for me to be interested again.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like what we dealt with leading up to this was worthwhile setup, because like even in a proper ass JRPG, not every moment can be amazing. You got to have your low points.
Yeah.
I just want Ren to die, man.
Hey, oh man, that's
I
no.
I don't know if I want to see him die but I kind of want to see him get slapped around for
Punched
what he
in the
did
face.
the other.
I want
episode.
so bad for Kento to actually seal the Hayate and just watch Ren's face, the life go out from his eyes.
Basically.
I don't want to
oh,
see
man.
anything like
Kento!
that happen, but I do like I think it's fair to say you want to see him get punched in the face like once,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not.
Oh yeah,
not-
no, I wanted to see him get his shit kicked in for sure.
No, I said punched in the face once. That's
Punch
No
good,
more.
kick bad.
I'm sorry, but he's just not bringing anything relevant to the plot. Nothing.
He really
that doesn't
isn't.
mean he deserves to die.
He didn't say die, just get his shit kicked in.
No, I think it was.
No, I said die.
Oh,
he
well,
said die.
You're
Yeah.
just
I'd like-
bloodthirsty is what you
I'd
are.
like Kento or Disaster someone to just stab his neck
no.
or something.
You're just a little bloodthirsty little bitch is what you are.
I am.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. I like when death happens in shows. It makes it more interesting.
I'm not going to get into
Ah,
I know.
that. Let's get into Zenkaiger.
Zenkai.
a show where no one dies.
Ah, party. Every show can be done. All right, so before we get into this week's episode, Raven, tell us what you thought of the first episode.
Yeah, Raven. What did you think?
I'm really liking Zenkaiger so far, honestly.
Oh,
It's really just
boy.
me, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's pretty well just you.
It's really just me.
No,
Oh.
I don't know. I was kind of expecting that I was going to like this just from all the materials up ahead of time. But it's been a fun ride so far. The first episode was what it needed to be, honestly.
So
And-
fun.
Yeah, just,
It was.
I like the characters so far. They're all kind of fun. But, oh man, I can't wait to talk about this episode, though.
Oh,
There's one thing in this episode that just had me absolutely just giddy. But we'll get to that when we get there.
was it the kiss?
No.
Thoughts,
That was fucking hilarious, though. But no.
thoughts on anything specific from the first episode?
First episode was pretty much just a straightforward intro. There wasn't a whole lot to it.
Okay.
It was a good one though.
It was just, we're going to sit here and just explain, this is the thing we do, okay? This is why this world is a thing, okay?
Yeah, I can dig it.
And it's like, okay, hey, there's the intro and the info drop. Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah, I wrote a little summary because I know I wasn't there last week.
Okay, go ahead.
That I just really like. It's fun, it's wholesome and sweet, and I love things with involving parallel worlds and non-human rangers. And I really like that there was apparently no conflict between the humans and the machines until the bad guys showed up, which is neat. Like, it didn't start with a whole like racism thing going on. They just sort of hung out. I'm not big on gun henshin devices, but these are pretty okay. I like how the villain is a wall, and he has a
It's a
mascot.
big angry wall.
Yes, and he has a mascot.
Yep.
And I really like Zenkaiger's design, and I'm a little bit sad that Grandma didn't become a ranger.
This is a gun?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. So I'm gonna honestly say, like, my favorite Sentai changer of all time has always been the Morph Embrace from Go Busters, but I will say having the Geardlinger in my hand, this is my new favorite Sentai changer.
Christ,
and that running joke where instead of transforming, one of them just shoots forwards and shoots a random guy in the face.
Okay, I'll admit, that's my favorite part about this show so
That's
far.
my favorite running gag so far, because all of them did it at least once so far.
Yep.
And it makes sense, like not knowing how to do it and you just shoot forward. It's just like,
I have a gun. Okay, just shoot one of the mooks. That's hey.
But yeah, just real quick, I'm just amazed at how hard you're fanboying over the Geardlinger as hard as I am over the Sword Driver.
Just think, it's a fucking Gatling gun for a Sentai changer. It's so fucking cool.
Get fucked, Hawk Gatlinger.
Basically, I can literally do the thing as long as I fucking want. It's awesome.
Does it literally just go endlessly until you stop?
It goes endlessly. It goes endlessly.
How long have you tested?
For like 2 minutes straight.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I love it.
while your girlfriend is sleeping.
It's a 10 out of 10 toy just for that.
I also saw that apparently the like red panels on the side of the front handle fold downwards so it can stand up.
Yeah, because that's what he does. That's what Zenkaiger does when he's controlling the mech. He has it flat on the thing, and so it makes it perfect for this thing to be displayed on a shelf. It's so cool.
All right, so as this episode starts, the big evil wall is angry again.
Oh, and I also really like Sechan. But I mean, you guys are probably not surprised by that.
Galon doesn't.
Look, I spent the first little bit during the intro thinking that Sechan had the same voice as
Navi.
Yes, Navi from Zenkaiger for like the intro, and then the more I listened to it, the more I was like, that's not the same person. But okay,
yeah. That would be a little too on the nose.
I would have laughed my ass if it was just Navi. Just
Navi with Sechan is Toga.
Yeah,
Decker made us these Castranger Sentai gears.
Oh wait, what? There's a Castranger Sentai gear they made? Oh, that's so cool!
Yeah, so I immediately took the Grey Caster one and made it my Twitter profile picture and on Discord as well. So.
Oh man, I love that.
Sentai gear!
Would there be ones for like everybody or?
A weapon to surpass Sentai gear.
Oh yeah, Decker will probably work on the rest.
I don't know, they're really cool. I like them. I like the shiny texture in the background.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
sorry.
It looks like not even the getting shot gag isn't limited to just those with the Geardlinger, because Vroon gets shot by the villain in the opening bit of the episode, which even I laughed at.
Yeah. The other running
I like
gag.
how Vroon has glasses.
Yeah. So we find out that apparently the worlds of the Sentai are not the only worlds that the Toji Tendo have conquered. Looks like the monsters of the week that we're going to get will be using gears based on other non-Sentai worlds that they've already captured and locked into these Tojiru gears. The first of which we get is the Kinoko Topia gear. And when they apply it to one of their monster mooks, it turns into the first monster of the week, the Kinoko world. Of course, Kinoko being the Japanese word for mushroom.
Yeah.
It's just the place that they sent Dr. Robotnik in the Sonic movie.
Yeah, it's Mushroom Hill.
Yeah.
Right.
It's Sonic!
They have now released Dr. Eggman.
Yeah.
He is now free. Once more.
So I loved when Juran and Kaito were fighting, and they do like the Goggle 5 summon, and they just get like the ribbons, and they're just like, wait, ribbons? What the fuck? What are we supposed to do with this? And they just start kicking ass at them. They're like, hell yeah, we can fight with ribbons. This is awesome.
Tie them up into a fucking double Dutch jump rope and then trap him in it.
Yeah.
It might be the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
But I'm sitting here with just a huge smile on my face, just being like, "This show's so fun." It's
Me
so
too.
Fun. It knows it's having fun with itself.
Like you really want to hang out with everyone.
I do. I honestly do. I do.
Oh, we also find out this episode that apparently the robots fucking eat food.
Yes.
That was one of the main things I wrote. Was I'm so glad that they can. I wrote down what they're called.
Kikainoids.
Kikainoids.
Yeah, it's not that they're robots per se.
They're organic beings that happen to have robotic bodies.
Yes.
Just like Balance from Q Ranger.
Kikainoids can eat. That's awesome. Not a lot of robot type beings can eat. It's not fair. They deserve food. Was what I
It's
wrote
like a machine
down.
race from Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah. Or
I'm
Balance
sorry, that
from-
was a
from
little
Q Ranger.
overly detailed. I don't know why I wrote that much.
That's
So everyone has mushrooms on their heads, and they're kind of just like, we're fine with it, whatever.
They're
Everyone just
The one
rolls
girl
with
who
it.
just
everyone
says
got
they're
used
kind
to
of
it real
cute.
quick. I agree.
It's not the weirdest shit that's happened this last month.
Basically, we got
Yeah,
like fucking the world merged with a parallel universe. There are
Universe of
robot people
robots.
now. Fucking, we got invaded yesterday and saved by fucking superhero costume guys with guns and a dinosaur. Yeah, hey, mushrooms on her head. That's not at all weird. That's pretty
Just
non-threatening.
another Tuesday.
I loved that, like, Sechan was just like, all right, go find more Zenkaigers, and he's like, oh, yeah, I should do that.
No, I love that the fucking bird just nonchalantly drops the fact that defines all of Sentai. Oh yeah, the problem will go away when you kill the monster.
Yeah. No, it was more like, according to our research, and literally the research is his parents watched a fuck ton of Sentai.
They watched all the Sentai.
They watched all the Sentai. According to our research, most of the time, the problem will go away once you defeat the monster. You're not wrong, but fuck you.
Exactly.
I love this show.
And then the dumbest shit ever happens. Oh, we need to recruit more Zenkaigers? How do we do that? By rolling up in the middle of the street with the fucking Tyrannosaur!
Basically.
Who wants to fight you?
Who the heck wouldn't jump at that? Like,
Right?
I would.
It's like, wait, I get to become a superhero? Oh, hey. I get to not be one of the people running for my life when this shit happens again? Huh.
So we also get introduced to Gaon. He's the yellow Kikainoid.
He's a
obsessed
human
with-
furry!
he's obsessed with
Yeah.
any organic life forms from Earth. because
There's
he doesn't
no
like
way
plants.
around this! He's a
He's a
reverse
furry,
furry!
yeah.
Yeah. It's honest to God. It's just, his whole thing is...
He's a skinny!
There you go. There you
When
go.
it hit me when, like, I was sort of thinking he can't be a furry, right? And then it hit me when he said, "Ooh, I don't like my own kind." I prefer. And I was just
Yeah.
like, okay, I've heard multiple people on the
It's like,
internet say
no,
that.
the Kikainoids aren't soft and cuddly enough. Need organic things to cuddle.
And this even
just
extends to humans. He talks
Yeah.
about how he wants to pet Kaito, and I'm like, oh no!
As long as it's not heavy petting.
Oh no! This
No.
whole year is gonna be filled with this!
It's funny. I think it's funny.
Who was it who said he's a skinny? Because that's hilarious.
That was Bear.
Oh my god.
So obviously now that we noticed the recurring joke will be that, like, Julian is trying to, like, get Gaon's attention and talk to him, but he keeps, like, ignoring him completely.
Yep.
I like
so
how much
that's
Juron
really
likes
funny.
to party.
Yeah,
He just
he's
likes
like
to
that.
dance.
He's like an old guy who's like, "Come on, youngsters, let's get down."
How do you do, fellow humans?
Basically.
Yeah.
Oh, itchy.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I
Just zero.
Oh, that meme has already made the rounds.
Oh, okay, at least. I haven't
What
seen
meme?
it, so I was like, oh,
The
okay.
meme of like, "How do you do, fellow teenagers?" with Zeron's face.
Yeah,
oh my
with
gosh,
Kimishimi.
that's amazing. I didn't know that they already made a meme of that.
But yeah, Zenkaiger even like offers them bribes. You can have free shit from my candy shop.
Yeah, and they all just kind of walk off. Like, nah, we good.
They just like nope.exe.
And,
I
and
wouldn't even need to have free candy. That would just be a cool bonus.
yeah, and even Gaon just goes up and he's just like, it's like, oh, do you want to be a Zenkaiger? Oh, no, I don't care about that. I just want to be your friend.
Yeah. I love that like they keep trying to rip out the shrooms and another one just pops in. There's the meme.
Oh,
And it's
there it is,
different
yeah.
ones too. Like it's not
Yeah.
always the same one.
I really appreciate the bit where Ijirude is talking to the Kinoko world and it's just like, Why do you keep saying Kinoko at the end of your sentences? It's so that I do not forget that I am the Kinoko world.
Yep, he's now it's
Kinoko.
new.
Kinoko.
It's new to him, so he's just sort of.
Also, I realized why they're called worlds. It's A, because they're from other worlds and based on other worlds, but it's because Warudo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
evil,
it's the fact
yeah.
that literally entire fucking parallel universes are contained in those gears.
Yeah, but it's I think it's also a pun on Warudo. Like, you know how Bushido is like the way of the sword? Warudo is like the way of badness.
It was also funny when the scientist is just like, wait, are those gears? He's like, yeah, these Sentai gears. My parents made them. Ah, interesting. I made these gears too.
Cool.
I like how you know he's
buddies.
a scientist because he has a
Fellow
monocle.
gearheads.
I'm a somewhat of a scientist myself.
Basically.
Let's see whose gears are better.
Bitch.
Like you can tell he's a sophisticated gentleman because he has a monocle despite being a robot.
Yeah.
This guy might actually win for my favorite scientist general.
Yeah.
He's really cool, and
I can't
the fact
remember
that his body's a fucking tank is.
Yeah, his design is really
great.
neat.
I
It's
can't
awesome.
remember the names of any of them, but he reminds me of at least two different evil Sentai scientist generals.
His face reminds me of the robot from Time Ranger.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now that all the shrooms are around, they switch to phase 2, and all of the shrooms start emitting some kind of poison. And now Gaon is pissed off because his kink bait is being murdered in front of his face.
I was staring at puppies and kittens, and now they're dying. Fuck you!
Yeah.
I'm a superhero now.
Kelly was watching with me, and she saw one of the puppies collapse in the cage, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Oh, that's not good."
That's how I felt too. I legitimately thought at first that they were dead, like that they actually showed a whole pet store worth of animals die.
I'm sitting there and I'm just like, no, you know what? Gallon is basically just Super Sentai John Wick now. He watched a puppy die and now he's out for blood.
Gallon Wick.
Someone make that right the fuck now.
That needs to be in the thumbnail.
Yeah, John Wick with Gallon's face over him.
Gallon Wick.
You did, in fact, go
Gallon
beast
Wick.
mode.
We already did Night Wick. Now we need Gallon Wick.
But yeah, so
Thank you, Hyper.
Gaon just goes back to Kaito and is like, make me a fucking hero! And Kaito just happened to be carrying the third gun and the Gaon gear with him, like, here you go.
They were looking for more teammates earlier. He probably just had it on hand.
You know what? That's valid.
I like to think he just knew that Gallon would kind of help.
No, they did come out looking for a third member, so it stands to reason that they would have had the gun on them.
But yes, there you go. He accidentally shot the dude, and then you see him explaining to him how to put in the gears and everything.
I love it.
I didn't laugh that hard when they did it in the first episode. It was just like, yeah, if that happens, yeah, cool, I get it. And then Gowan did it, and I was dying, and okay, this is just a running gag now.
I was dying both times.
Also, he kept pulling the mushroom off, and it just kept growing a different one.
Yeah, and
I don't know why in more shows they don't have
like a penis.
that.
What was that, Emily?
I don't. Sorry, I just said I don't know why in more shows they don't have people trying to transform and not getting how the tech works.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, seeing Julian just constantly dancing to the fucking chime is just adorable.
I'm kind of warming up to Juran, I'll have to admit. He's growing on me. I kind of like him out of everyone so far.
Yeah, it's because he's just the cool old guy who's trying to be all hip.
He's the most sensible out of everyone so far.
Yeah. He's like, Kaito, do we need this guy? Come the fuck on.
So we get the triple henshin, and I don't know if I like or hate that they left the mushroom on his head during the henshin.
Well, where would it have gone?
But these are usually stock footage.
No, but see, it's like in that episode of Zoojer when they were dealing with the sound monster, and so Leo went Zuo Lion, and then he had the headphones still on because he was wearing them.
No, I know, and then variations like that are fine, but for his first henshin ever,
sure, they'll change it next time.
I know they will. That was never in question. I just feel like it sort of sours his debut.
There it is.
That's perfect. Oh my god. Excellent work.
Now you just gotta tweak the title a little bit to just be Gown Wick.
I'll figure it out when I do the thumbnail.
Gown Wick.
I like how it still insinuates that Gao is played by Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Right? Keanu Reeves is.
I was trying to think of a pun like Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is pretty good.
Keanu Reeves.
Well, I mean, there's that movie about a kitten who's named Keanu.
Yeah. So yes, we get Zenkaiger, who has a claw and is just as bulky as Zuran. So they start fighting, and it becomes very apparent what my primary worry about this show was going into. These suits bouncing around as acrobatically as they do just feels wrong. That's just me, though, apparently.
I don't know. I like it. I'm sorry.
I'm enjoying it so far. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
The fight's fucking awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
We see them use the Hurricaneger gear, and then they do the Kage no Mai Hisatsu. That was pretty cool.
And then I like that they're like, wait, how the fuck did I do that? My body moved on its own. Yeah, I just said ninpo for no reason.
Well, yeah, now we know how the gears work. They don't have to know what they're doing. They just have to. It makes them do it. Because, I mean, that makes sense. They wouldn't know about the Sentais.
Yep.
And then Kinoko proceeds to yeet Zenkaiger into the fucking sky. Is that just going to be his running gag? He's just going to get tossed into the sky every episode?
Basically.
And then he was just like, oh, humans are light.
Yeah, and Gao-1 having like a huge fucking hard-on for Kaito. He's like, I'll get you!
You broke my kitty!
You broke my skinny.
My skinny. You broke my human. Yeah, and then they do the Super Zenkai time, and then they blow it away. But of course, that's not the end of it. The Kudai test just pokes his head around the building. I'm here. I was here the whole time.
And then he accidentally steps on the gear, and that's what causes him to turn into the mushroom world.
He turns into what I like to describe as Shroomzilla.
Yeah. Basically.
And like the scientist wasn't anticipating that to happen either.
Fuck!
It's all a test run to him. He didn't know what would happen when he stuck a gear to one of his guys in the first place. He's just like, hey, they're doing it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And now he knows to do it every week.
Right? And he's like, oh, so if my giant monster steps on the thing, it just absorbs that power. Okay, fair enough. Good to know.
So Zeran and Gowan Zord up into Zeran Tyranno and Gowan Lion, and of course they're making a fucking mess of things because they hate each other.
Sucks because
they're at odds with each other, and it looks like Beast Wars.
And then they kissed.
Well,
they do.
Yeah. And I'm glad it was funny that it was an accidental kiss.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why'd you do that?
It was just
you were Zord and I were Zord,
like,
and we accidentally kissed.
The minute, just Zenkaiger's just like, I guess I'll grow too. Flips his thing into this, and just Sechen's like, hold up, that's not how your thing works.
No, actually, though.
And just immediately, the kiss happens immediately, so I feel like his thing forced them, just shoved them together for a second.
Yeah.
And then the moment they do, it's just like, we can all fight together, and they're just like, no. And they start trying to...
I'm out. No, not touching him.
Also, before we go any further, I just want to reiterate my thoughts. I fucking hate the Zord designs. They are these two especially are just so fucking awkward with their weird humanoid legs despite being animals.
They're not that great.
And their ugly ass faces. Jesus Christ!
But I like that Zenkaiger summoned
really have we? What's worse than these?
Like the metric shit ton of just absolute shit stack bullshit Zords we've had over the last 10 years.
At least they weren't trying to be a thing.
Oh, they did it.
Gowanwick, there you go.
There we go.
Oh, well done, Kaguya.
There it is.
Excellent work.
That looks really good.
I did like best since The Matrix.
Yeah, I like how it's still got Keanu Reeves.
I did like that Zenkaiger summoned a giant baseball stadium, and I was like, Go Ranger reference.
Yep. Is that what that is? I had no idea what was going on.
One of the monsters they fought was a giant baseball.
It makes
Yeah.
sense, honestly.
Yeah, it's a cowboy reference.
And now, the part of the episode that made me fucking squee a little bit, first and foremost. After they combine the fucking battle theme.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh my god.
That's pretty good.
Senkai Juren.
I sat there for a minute. The second the song started, I just like clasped my fucking headphones tight to my fucking ears, and I'm just listening like, holy shit, is that Isao Sasaki?
Yep.
Fucking yes! Didn't necessarily recognize her off the bat, but his just like the immediate fucking ooh.
Oh
And
yeah,
yeah,
the
apparently this
Senkai
is-
theme. It was like it had like a huge Showa tone to it. I
Oh
loved it.
god, yeah.
And I noticed that they specifically said Zura Gaon in it, so that theme was specifically
Yeah,
for
that's
that mode.
specifically that form.
Which means there's going to be others.
And I'm so down for it, especially if they keep Isao Sasaki around for the rest of them.
Probably.
The guy who did the Get a Robo theme.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this.
Also, the sudden we're pulling a Get a Robo moment in the middle of the fight too, where monster shot thing and they dodged by splitting up and then immediately remerging again.
That was entertaining.
That was really cool, and I hope
That's
not a
what I call the Get a Robo move, because they did that a lot in that show.
I remember
I hope
Tokuger
that's
did
not
it.
a one-time thing. I hope
Right?
they actually do it more than
I feel
once.
like they'll do it at least one or two more times.
There's a fuck ton of CG going on in all of these fights, so I feel like they're going to tone it down real quick in the next few episodes.
So I will say, the mech looks better in the show than it does the toy.
Well, of course it does.
Because like I don't like the toy. The toy is awful, horrendous.
The one
But
thing
the-
I don't get is like it seems like there are moments where like control switches back and forth between Gaon and Ziran, and that's always signified by like the tiny smaller mouth at the top like crunching over the face and opening back up, and I'm like, is something different? Because I don't see
They're
it.
switching personalities.
I guess.
It's
Yeah.
legit. Every time they did that, it's the two of them flipped back and forth who was actually in control of the mech.
I got it. It's a Zord version of Kamen Rider Double.
My God, you figured it out.
Yeah. And you're welcome, Jerry. You can always rely on me to pull the fucking Super Robot reference.
Yep.
Oh, Raven lives for that shit, man.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, so they fight, they do some sword shield moves, they do the claw move, and then they do the Hisatsu, the Ziran sword full moon crash. Excuse me.
Pretty cool.
Why
It was-
full moon?
It was alright, because they spun the sword around in a perfect circle.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
that
like fucking every Sentai sword move ever.
Yeah. Spin the sword around and you'll do a lot of damage! Yeah, that's what swords do.
That's how that works. Yeah.
Just hold B and charge up your spin slash. Yeah!
More or less, honestly.
I did like it was kind of cute how his little catchphrase after they killed it was like Sekai Zenkai. It's like the world is free. So
And
yeah,
at first I thought that they had destroyed the mushroom world, but then they outright make sure no, it was just taken out of the bad guys' control.
yeah. Nope, the world is free.
It
We'll
was
never see it,
literally put back where it was.
and we'll never see it or hear from it again.
I'm just really glad that they didn't destroy the world, because I actually thought that it would be like one of those like no end or Holocaust scenarios.
Oh no, they wouldn't do that in Sentai. It's more of a Kamen Rider thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure it's been in, but yeah, you're right. That's Kamen Rider sort of. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay. So we go back to the grocery store, candy shop, whatever you want to call it, and our newest member Gaon meets Kaito's grandma and proceeds to compliment her fur.
I think.
Oh, boy.
I think hair. I think it was. It was
I
supposed to be
know
her
what
hair.
he meant, but we're gonna have to deal with this furry for the next year.
I'm okay
That's
with
a fun
that. There's
picture
nothing
I
wrong with
proposed.
furries. I like
Just another
furries.
John Wick count, but he's got the.
He's a skinny.
So yeah,
That's so good. I love
That's
it.
a really good one.
Really good Piper.
next episode is gonna be about Majine's debut, and there was weirdly a shot of some of them in a sauna.
Yeah.
Oh
Is
yeah.
that like legal or allowed? No,
I'm-
legal was not the word I was looking for.
I'm
Would that hurt
afraid.
them?
I'm afraid.
I mean, I doubt they'd be there if it had hurt them.
They can eat food, so I guess they can also be in a sauna.
I don't know.
But they have no body temperature?
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
This show.
Oh, I'm loving it, man. I'm already hooked.
I'm enjoying it so far. It's
Fun
gonna be
year.
a fun ride, hopefully.
Fun ass year.
There are funny bits that happen in it, but so far nothing has overcome my gross distaste for the suits.
Well,
and the Zords.
you're saying Zerland's warming up to you, so
I like him as a character.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm in so much.
You can like someone as a character and not like the design that their powered
Yeah.
up mode gets. Like,
That's
that
right.
happens sometimes.
That's about it so far. All right, back to Saber. Man, so funny that we talked about this the same week that Slash gets his sword sealed, because this episode, which is technically episode 8.5, is going into Daishinji's backstory, and it ends with him basically fixing his sword right before the first time he debuts in the show.
Yeah.
So they basically talk, while he's working on analyzing King of Arthur and working on creating Dragon Ignite, he and Ogami are talking about the fight from 15 years ago. God, remember when things were so simple and we thought Espada's dad was Caliber?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, those simple, ignorant days.
Oh,
I have to go now.
All right.
All right, bye, Emily.
Bye,
Thank you
Emily.
very much for having me on.
Bye-bye.
No problem.
Bye.
So yeah, we also find out that Daishinji's family is the one that created the book gates and the ride Gatcheriker, so like their family's been in deep with logos for a long
They're
time.
also the ones who forged the swords.
Yeah.
So,
Not the original two.
not the original two, obviously, but they made all the copies.
Yeah. And so we find out that Slash and Buster and Disaster were all there at that fight 15 years ago that's been flashed back to forever. And there isn't really anything I would call, like, the reason for Suzune, like, to become disabled. Like, it's not like he takes a really hard hit. He just fights Disaster a little bit. So it seems kind of unearned for Suzune to be inactive for 15 years.
Kinda.
But, so yeah, Suzune just breaks out of nowhere, and Daishinji claims that he can hear the sword screaming, and I'm like, I got it, so it's a Zanpakuto.
Yes.
Yeah. And then that episode pretty much ends with, alright, it's time for my debut, and then he scans the sword, and that's the thing. These are all really short episodes. It's pretty much just to establish Daishinji's backstory. They call it the Buster slash Retsuden, but all that it's really there. It's like Buster's like, hey, I'm here, call me for help. You do a good job. It's thanks to you that I can swing my floppy rubber sword. Yeah, Jerry's like, Suzune just needed a tune-up. For 15 years!
Right?
Maybe it was really
long.
bad damage.
Yeah, he fucked it up real good.
There I go. And then the Kenzan Retsuden, which is episode 9.5. They talk about how Caliber was after Arthur. Buster and Kenzan get dispatched by Sophia to follow Kuriyami's dark trail to find where Caliber went. And then Buster goes back to check on Sophia, which we saw in the main episode. And it's mostly just about Ren remembering how Kento told him to chill out on hating Toma. And he just goes, fuck it, I'll just go level up. Fuck this shit.
Right? Yeah, Kento told him, chill out, leave Toma be a little bit. Kento dies, I'm gonna fucking kill Toma repeatedly.
I'm gonna do the exact opposite of what I was
Right.
told.
I'm gonna do the exact opposite of the thing that I told the guy I really like I would do.
Toma's
The ultimate-
lame. I hate him.
The ultimate tsundere.
Yeah, later, CO2.
Boy.
So Disaster shows up wanting to fight him, and Ren basically just like gives him the absolute sauce. It's like, I already beat you. I don't want to fight you again. I already beat you. But of course, they actually do fight. And this is where we finally get Kenzan's CG Henshin. I was super happy about that the first time I watched it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we haven't gotten it again since, but whatever, I got my wallpapers. And here's where we sort of get a little bit of a look into Kenzan's personality. He's basically Goku. Because his ass is like, oh, what if there was like the ultimate strength that you could achieve? And Ren is basically like, that sucks, because if there's like a ceiling to getting strong, that means I could not keep getting stronger. So I'm like, all right, Goku.
Right. I just want to keep improving.
Right? So eventually Disaster escapes, and then he makes a comment about how Ren is quote-unquote one of us, because he believes that justice is defined by one's strength.
Yeah.
So that makes me wonder if maybe Ren is going to be manipulated into becoming evil later.
Potentially.
See? Okay, I know I was saying like I'd like Ren killed, but if he was manipulated to be a bad guy, that would make him interesting.
Right?
He'd be interesting for once instead of just some power-hungry idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He'd be a power-hungry villain.
And we get that scene where Sophia meets with Caliber, and then we get a little bit more of that conversation with her and Buster, and she drops this little comment about no matter who Caliber really is, so we find out that Sophia already knows that it's not Kento's dad.
Yeah.
So that was some nice dots to connect back in those early episodes.
Yep.
So yeah, those are those. We're gonna do the Kikai Nido Sentai Castranger. Just to get these all out of the way, we're gonna do the Espada Retsuden and the Blade Retsuden next week.
Oh yeah,
all right.
Get them all out of the way all in one go.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It'll be nice. It'll be nice to see a happy Rintaro again.
Right? Well, I mean, not really.
Not really, but like, you know, before he was really depressed.
Less sad.
Yeah, maybe we'll
Not
have him
by
a
much.
Claire or two. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. Well, that has been Castranger for this week.
Indeed.
Always a pleasure to have you with us, Sir Raven.
Always glad to be able to drop by.
Yeah. Try and make a habit of coming by more often.
And I really only can every second week in the first place, but yeah, there are those off weeks where it was just like, I haven't watched anything, I'm not going anywhere. You know.
That's fair.
Especially when I was like fucking 7 episodes behind it. I was just like, no, I'm not gonna make you guys I'm not gonna make you guys sit through 7 fucking episodes of Saber before an episode.
I mean,
refresh.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening, watching, liking, favoriting, sharing, subscribing, hitting the bell, and being awesome. As usual, the primary source of our hijinks is castranger.podbean.com. From there, you can find our Facebook page where I post thumbnails, our Twitter account, our Discord server where you can chat with cool fans like everyone here in the chat, and listen to our live recordings Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
And you can generally find me at our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Ixie Studios, and my own YouTube channel, Red Pop Gaming.
And I also stream on Ixie Studios.
Yes, we both kind of go back and forth.
Usually Wednesdays.
Follow me at twitch.tv/robolane. I'm very close to a... So...
always good to have.
Yeah.
Help me out.
Also on our Podbean, you can check out our merchandise store where you can find shirts and office supplies and baby onesies, all with our emblems on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And our Patreon, where you can pledge to us to help us make the show better. Pledge your eternal souls to us.
Whoa.
That's the higher tier.
That's the highest tier.
It's not actually. All right. Thanks, everyone, once again, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. See you guys.
Boy.
Peace.